Sushi Life. Today I will be drawing this character SUSUWATARI, or the black dust from movie Totoro, and also you can see this SUSUWATARI on the movie Spirited Away, the one with legs. This character is actually really simple and interesting. If you see, it's just made up of this fill and like strokes, so we can use grease pencil for that. So create file, new 2D animations. We have this white canvas and we can start drawing, but before we start, to ensure we are drawing with lines or fills, we can start with fills, and our materials will be solid fills. We're gonna need only a couple of things: solid fills in a total black color like this, and we need also to draw the eyeballs. So in order to do that, we create new materials, select the solid fill and give it color white. You can rename this. Oops, okay, I just did some no, I just made a mistake, right? This is the original solid black. We have the new material. We need to click here first, make it single user copy or like unique materials, and then we can just draw an eyeball like that. So this is the solid fill and we are drawing it on this layer. Now we're gonna switch to lines and select our solid stroke. Okay, that's the only thing that's you need to know. And also with this, if you just draw it, oh, you have like grayscale. Oh, you have gray color. In order to change that, you want to increase the strength and maybe increase the radius, so you have bigger brush. So this is the only thing you need to do. I mean, you can reimagine this character in many different ways, but I like this version so much because it's so simple. So if you want to have like 1,000 of this dust bunny, do we need to draw 1,000 of this character? No, but we want to have some variations, right? So let's save this very quickly. So this is grease pencil SUSUWATARI. Because we are using computer, you can draw a bunch of these. But anyway, first of all, I will right click, set the origin to geometry. So you have this kind of rotations. That's correct. Okay. So this is a single character. Let's just tap M and move it into new collections. Call it oh, that's a name. Just call it whatever. And we can create duplicates. First of all, I will apply noise. Okay, with noise we have this. So suddenly the character have different variations. You can randomize further. It actually doesn't matter. Actually, it's more interesting like this. It's a bit crazier. If you ask kids to draw this character, the character can be different each time, because you already give like a noise. Alright, so that's the main idea. Now we have a bunch of this character. You can scale it slightly differently, but you don't need to do that because we can scale it using geometry nodes. Okay, so this is a character flat. If we use geometry nodes, we need to have at least a cube. This is a cube. Okay, the scene world becomes so bright because we can change it over here. So because this is 3D and I want to do some instancing, I'm using the cube. Let's jump into geometry nodes editor. If you want to scatter randomly, you can actually use line. Sometimes they're overlapping, but Let me show you very quickly. So first of all, this is a line, 10 points, and I will instance a bunch of geometry. Turn off whole collections and select our dust bunny. Now you can see the dust bunny on top of each other. Okay, you can randomize the seed and you get different variations. Yeah, I believe they're all slightly different, so it's good. Let's hide our instance. You can have maybe have 20 instances of this guy, so we have a lot more, so it will not repeat, hopefully. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Maybe we can also apply the geometry at some point, but anyway, let's focus on this first. This is line growing in the Z axis. We can increase or decrease the number. If you want totally like random, this line doesn't matter. You can just replace, you can randomize attribute and just replace the position with whatever value you apply here. If it's a vector, you can have totally random position. Okay, and if you want random size, you can just scale. Use a scale attributes and just do it like this. We have 14 of this creature. You can increase it. Since this is grease pencil, it's gonna be pretty much flat unless you're looking at the front. If you want it to be more 3D, you can convert this character into curve and then scatter it. One thing to know that we might not have like a focusing ability. I don't think we can use bokeh or camera blurring at the moment with the grease pencil. Maybe in the near future, but you might be able to fake it anyway using a different method. So for now, we have this. So random placement. Because of this, we can specify how many we want, 5 or more, 1,000. Should be okay. And maybe it's too slow. Let's make it like 500 or 100. If you want it to be, you want it to be scattering on the grid, for example, you can use a plane. First of all, change the color. Maybe create a plane and use geometry nodes. And this time we want to scatter it differently. So instead of using line, we can use distribute, point distribute. Oh look, this is new in latest Blender. So it's now using this plane and we are scattering on the plane. Assign the scale. I might need to rotate the plane first of all. So RX 90 degrees, Control A, maybe use a pause on this. I want to show you this. I should have shown you this beforehand. So it's scattering and deleting based on a certain space. So we should have character more or less in the grid. It's also scattering on the cube. You can see with the cube, it has a normal, so the character is facing the normal of the cube. To be really clear, I just use join geometry and brings in the original geometry, and this plug it in. Okay, now you can see I don't know why this one is not pointing correctly. Maybe the orientations is slightly incorrect. So point, rotate. Put this before point instance. Minus 90. Okay. Now the character is oriented properly. We can disconnect this. So this is the default cube. Select our cube. We can enlarge it. Control A, apply the scaling. Now we have this dust bunny everywhere. Play with the scale. Okay, and they're still animating and it's nice. Okay, with this character, I think the variations we use in modifier doesn't seem to be reflected. Maybe we just apply the noise. So while you're in modifier here, Control A or Command A, should be a faster way to do this. So you don't need too many of this anyway. Just make it 10 and select 10 of them. Assign another noise and then Control L, copy modifier. Now, yeah, we have a little bit more of variations. So this is our original instance. Alright, so that's pretty much it. It's a bit of grease pencil and a bit of technical work, but the idea is to place the character randomly. You might notice that our thing is like jumping around. That's because by default, if you are using File, New, 2D Animations, this was turned on, this thing. This needs to be off, otherwise you are creating animations. Delete keyframe. So far, same thing with our cube. Delete keyframe. So this is the plane. This is our cube. If we assign the cube, if we assign the subdivision surface for our cube before geometry nodes, we have a balls. So we have balls of this dust bunny. So back to our geometry nodes, we can play around with this number and the density. All right, so that's how you create the dust bunny using grease pencil stroke. I think this can be done in many different ways. You can also use just geometry nodes and make it 3D, but I like the original creations. Oh yeah, I forgot to draw the arms and legs, but this is a different one. Ghibli Black Dust Totoro. Yeah, the original one is simply like a balls with fur. Yeah, this one is pretty cool, and it's 3D too. Okay, so yeah, hopefully you find this interesting and useful. Give it a try yourself. Try drawing all kind of different characters. You can make your own characters and then just instance it in 3D space. All right, so I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.